Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Sock Talks. I'm sorry,
Fine.
Happy Hour with Joy and Sean.
We don't
Yes,
know.
that's what we're at
Whatever.
now. We're at the
Yeah.
Happy Hour with Joy and Sean. So,
It's 3 a.m. on a Wednesday night. So yeah,
yeah,
come on. Jeez, let's just get this done now.
it's a real happy hour somewhere. So glad you're here with us here today. I hope you're finding value in what we bring to you because we just like talk from the cuff, talk from the heart, and hopefully something we talk about is going to help you. So we were talking this morning before we got started with all this, recorded this. It's like, okay, what are we going to talk about today that can be a benefit for everybody? And sometimes it's not about a benefit. It's just like, what are we doing? Right. So, we decided that today we were going to talk about what greener, what are we doing? What are the products that we're using, and maybe we can, give you ideas that you might not even be thinking about yet. Right.
Right.
So,
And on a side note, write stuff down because we had a topic for today, but we both couldn't remember it. So write stuff down would be your first cue. Um, no, being a product of the product, we always hear that. Um, I think two things right up front, full disclosure. You don't have to do all six. You
correct.
should be doing at least send out cards if you're a Greener Still affiliate. And secondly, don't think just because you don't use one of the products, you can't sell the product or you
Yeah,
can't share the product.
that's right.
So just get that out front. You don't have to do all six to sell all six to show all six, but you should be, getting in and, at least playing with a couple. Maybe doing one of the packages up front that
Yeah,
has two or three combined. And what
exactly,
works for
exactly.
you?
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And and we, be a part of the product. We've heard this like forever and ever with the send out cards, and they have structured this in such a way that you don't have to like make this long-term commitment for any of them. Maybe you want to just try one of the oils in 440, Blue 42. Maybe you want to listen to just 1 month worth of prompting you, to pick up
Get a taste of, yeah.
some great takeaways from that. So they've really structured it that it makes it easy to try it when you're ready to try it.
Right.
And in the meantime, like Sean said, there's enough other people out here. We're all out here putting testimonies all over the place and talking about these things. And every time that you're on the calls and every time you're on the site and you see different things, you're really kind of putting your toolbox together
Mhm.
of the products and greener still.
And
you
use the
know
tool, and just like you said, use those tools because you don't want to come off as the expert on
right.
all six because then someone's going to think, oh, I have to know all that stuff. No, go to the YouTube. You want to learn more about that stream marketing and that 8 little minute video from GS Pro isn't enough for you. Go to YouTube. You can see all the trainings in there.
Yep.
And then you let me know when you have enough information to get started.
Make a decision. Yeah. Yeah. To
Yeah.
get started with it. You're
But
right.
use the tools. I mean, we should be using the tools, but we're getting off on a tangent. So, Joy, what products do you use? Let's get focused.
Well, I've been really thinking about using send out cards, Sean. I really think that's
I
going to be
sent my free card.
yeah. Yeah. 33,000 cards later, right?
Right.
So, but anyways, no, in addition to send out cards, I have sent a couple Bella Cadeau gifts, and one of them I sent to my husband, for a Valentine's gift, actually, that hiking book. And I loved that and experiencing opening, watching him open. I didn't really open it for
You
him.
opened it, and we know, and then sealed it
No,
back up. I got it. Yeah.
no, I made him open
Why
it,
is it
but I
got
stood there
duct
with the
tape on the
camera.
box? Just open it.
Stood there with the camera so I could see and experience, what a person is going to see when they get that. So now, number one, I have the photos now, so if I really want to show somebody, say, hey, this is what it is, this is
Sure.
what, kind of thing like that. So the Bella Godot I've used, the prompting you, I've been real impressed. I want to say impressed. Why would I not be impressed, right? With some of the training on there. I've been listening to David Van Hoos, I think is his name is on the how does it say, not presentation entertainment or whatever, but just at least 10 steps on a presentation.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you what, I've actually watched that twice now, because you can really apply that to a 30-second commercial.
Sure.
Or when you're doing a one-to-one with somebody and you're showing them the products, or just kind of going to, or you're doing any kind of presentations in front of people. It is really great information. And as I'm watching that, I'm thinking to myself, I said, this is so worth $27 in itself.
Right.
And there's like what, 30 or 35, 40 other ones in there that you can be a, that you can watch it. So I'm really, I'm kind of like when I heard you the other day, Sean, we were talking and you were saying like you've committed to reading every day, reading a little bit more every day. I'm committed to watching more of those on
Good,
a, I don't have it down to a daily basis, but on a weekly basis, I'm
good.
in there with one of them,
Okay.
to kind of watch too. So those are two that I'm working with. How about you?
Same, sent a couple things through Bella Cadeau, watching Prompting You, Blue 42 products. I mean, the only one I haven't tried, and I guess I got to buy the package, is the protein uh, powder.
It's called muscle food or something like that.
Muscle,
That's what, yeah, that's called muscle
to
food.
pump you up.
Yeah.
But I use the foundation and senior foundation. It's all a state of
Sean,
mind,
really?
Sean. It's all a state of mind.
Yeah.
The tempo, even the weight loss. Not weight loss. I kind of sell it
Weight
as
control.
it, it takes kind of the cravings away.
Mhm.
I'll do all three of those in the morning. You know, have my apple with peanut butter or whatever I have for breakfast, and then at 10 o'clock I'm not chomping my arm off trying, because I'm hungry again. So it just kind
Yeah.
of takes the edge off of that.
Yeah.
Um, and I posted something about the 30-day or the challenge that we have in there now on Facebook yesterday and said, you're getting ready for your summer body, or even better, a permanent change.
Mhm.
That's what works best, is just deciding to make it a lifestyle change and adding some
Mhm.
additional products in there. So you're not, as Cody says, you're eating around the outside of the store, not the processed stuff.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I think as you get older, it's even more important. Um, so uh, doing that. Stream marketing, I have not jumped on yet. I really need to. And Stream VA, I just, for me, I love sending my cards.
Mhm.
Even if it's I mean, I sent a group send to my BNI group last week, and we've we've got a few people that have some look like celebrities, or they joke about it. So I put it in a threefold card with pictures and stuff, and I'm like, I just love doing that. So
Mhm.
I don't, unless I'm swamped and, you know, um, really need the help. That one I haven't yet, but I have sold a couple of them for people that are busy and they don't have they know the importance of um, doing cards, and they just don't have the time, or they don't want to train an admin, which means I train the admin. And if there's any change, they ask questions, where you've got somebody that's an expert on send out cards with your VA. So you're
Yeah.
not having to do that side of it. So
Right.
it
Right.
goes to show I can share it, I can sell it without having it. So,
Right. Right. Yeah.
but
Well,
it is,
I've been using some of the Blue 42 as well, and I started out using a lot of the sleep aids, and I struggle. Yeah, if I fall asleep, it takes away your memory too, Sean, when you can't
what,
remember.
what you know what, you need to up your dose.
Yeah. So,
It's
so
all about
kind of
recovery.
variations of that. But I just started, I kind of took Cody up on his challenge for the muscle food, or the whole packet there, and I had all those things, so I didn't need to, like buy everything right now. But I started using the powdered protein,
Hmm.
and it's really good. It's really good, and it doesn't, for me, it doesn't leave like that aftertaste. A lot of people talk about the protein
Right.
stuff and then the aftertaste and everything, and I didn't. But but today when I used it, I used coconut milk, like Cody had suggested using the coconut milk. And I did like that. I always throw banana in mine too. So I've got all kinds of flavors that are going on in there, but it's good,
Yeah, because if you like, I do my protein with water, but I make it like a smoothie. I throw strawberries and
Ice cube.
blueberries in there, because bananas, when I remember when I went to a trainer, he gave me a list. Okay, here's a protein, here's a carb. That's what your plate should look like. That was the first lesson. Okay.
Mhm.
And then he gave me a list of things that I shouldn't eat, that I should stay away from. Bananas were on there,
Really?
carrots were on there, because there's a lot of sugar in them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you throw with I know your protein, I use it kind of a supplement between lunch and dinner. But if you throw a little um, fruit in there, or some peanut
Spinach.
butter, something that's got a little fat in it,
Mm-hmm.
because that will sustain you longer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the coconut, milk, almond milk, regular milk. I mean, I use low fat. But
Yeah.
if you throw something in there that, even some oats, like oatmeal, the
Mhm,
instant oatmeal,
mhm,
don't just throw some of that in there, and it's a little chunky, but it gives a little volume to you, and it'll last a little longer too.
mhm,
Just
mhm.
side.
And oatmeal's good for your cholesterol, just
It
saying.
is,
It
and yeah, it's
is.
a
Yeah.
carb, but you don't use a lot in it. And
Mm-mm,
I have one of those emergent blenders that I
mhm.
just use, and it'll
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
get it all ready for you.
So yeah, so I've been diffusing some oils and things like that. And I've kind of enjoyed that with it. And I am using the stream marketing.
Okay,
I got in that at the very beginning and hadn't really done too much with it until we started doing all these classes and giving us that hour to work with somebody. It is so worth it.
sure.
I probably would recommend somebody to get the account and play around with it a little bit yourself and then do that hour with them. You
Yeah,
know,
that's a good idea. Because you'll
yeah,
probably figure
because
a lot out, or you may have some questions. Hey, I tried to
yeah,
do this. Can I do this? And
exactly.
I've noticed on that one, when I do the high overview and you say, helps you with your SEO, helps you with your online presence. I've had a couple, so I had to clarify some things on
Hmm.
how I present. And
Hmm.
somebody's like, well, somebody helps you with that, with your SEO. I said, no, no, no. This is really for you. You do it all, or it's for a small business, an entrepreneur. It's just a way for them to get something that they're not spending 5 grand for a website. They're not spending 500 to $1,000 a month for somebody to handle their SEO. They're doing it themselves, but you're trained on how to do it the right way.
Right,
So,
right. And once you open up that artificial intelligence and you want to keep your
which we all
presence
need.
out there, but not go and post something, you're going to be
Sure.
able to pull articles up,
Yeah.
and that are going to pertain to what you're doing. I did one, I was very proud of this one that I did with this one philanthropy group that I belong to, Inspired Women Paying It Forward. And we just meet on a quarterly basis. I have an event that I always set up on Facebook. But I went ahead and did one of the pages,
Hmm.
and then click here to get more information to the direct website. Click here if you want to register to come. Click here
Right.
if you have a nonprofit you'd like to have nominated. It was just like, and after I got it done, I'm thinking, why am I messing with it? Why am I thinking this is hard to do?
Sure.
You know,
Because it's
but I would not have felt that way until after I had that hour consultation.
got it.
And I wouldn't have got out of that consultation, that piece of it, if I hadn't been playing with it prior, because I wouldn't have known what to ask.
Right.
And you find out it's just that your hours being used, like, where's this, where's that, but play with it first. Of
Yeah.
course, you
And
can
then
always go back.
like you said, have your questions or have
Yeah, have your
help me
questions
figure this
over.
out.
And you can always go back and add, I think it's like 20 bucks an hour if you want an additional hour and stuff like that with different things too. So I'm
And I
fine.
think those trainings on Wednesdays are beneficial once you get in there too. Maybe you watch some of those first so you get a good baseline, and then you can
Yeah,
say,
exactly. Exactly. Because a lot of
okay,
questions
now I
might
can
be answered.
schedule and I have the questions I want to specifically want to ask and help
Mhm,
with.
mhm,
Um, yeah. So again, you should be using, I'm not saying use all of them, using some of the products, because your story sells.
mhm.
Facts don't. Your story sells, and this is how it's helped me, and this is what it's done for me, and this is what it's helped for. So those types of things. So it does, when you're a product of the product, it does help.
Yeah,
Um,
it
but
does.
like both of us, we're not doing all six. And I'm not sending a gift every day from Bella Godot. Um,
Mhm,
like I said, I've done a couple, and it's more when the gift is the first thing you think of. It's like the flowers for your wife,
mhm.
or husband that you want to. I never got flowers, and the little card on the spindly thing. That's the afterthought with Bella Godot. So
Yeah.
yeah, get in there, play with them. There's a lot of free content on prompting you, so it'll give you a good idea too on what
Yeah, that's another point with the prompting
now
you.
it's
You don't
geared
have
towards
to.
us, I think more so, but
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. If you're not paying for prompting you, there's free videos out there that
yeah,
talk about each of these, kind of thing. And you can get so yeah. And one of the things, like, the product is a definite benefit for you, but it's an easy conversation to say too. But I'm not using that muscle food or protein, but I heard from Shawn,
Great.
or I heard from
Absolutely.
Joy, that it didn't have an aftertaste,
Yeah.
and they mixed it with the coconut milk and they did that, that type of thing.
Right.
So, so use the stories that other people
Right.
tell.
Absolutely. How many of us, I still use Cody's story on why send out cards first started. It's part of my story that I use it. So, but yeah, get in there, play with them. Again, don't have to have all of them. Does help you to know what you're kind of talking about. But again, you don't have to be the expert. Don't
No.
get caught in that cycle of,
Yeah.
well, I can't sell that because I don't know it. No, if you're excited about something, that sells it.
Yeah.
So the facts don't, your story does. So
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
cool.
but have fun with it. We got a great options out there as time flows through.
And if you have a great story about the product, post any of the products, post them in the greener still so people can share your story
Mm-hmm.
too.
Exactly.
We all can help each other.
Yep. You got it. You got it.
So,
So,
all right.
okay. Well, hey, that's a wrap for this week. You know, and we talk about sharing. How about sharing this post with your
Absolutely.
teams? Share it with people. I say we do these because we want to help you out there somehow.
Absolutely.
We both have been in this long enough to know that you can hear something 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times, and every time you pick up something a little different in each
Right.
one of them that has kind of helped you along the way. So glad to be here with you. See you all
Have a
next
great
week.
day.
Shawn, don't get a sunburn, okay?
Nope. Don't
Okay.
wear my hat.
See you, everybody.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye bye.